everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina. Today we're working with the Cutting Cafe file called Halloween Time, and I'm going to be making a card, and the base of my card measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and you could just put this in a regular A2 envelope, which fits a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. I took a piece of my design or pattern paper from K & Company's Spooktacular collection, and I cut this at 4 inches by 3 3/4. And what I'm going to do is just take a piece of this purple cardstock, and this is a Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and I don't remember the name of it. It's one that I had in my collection, and I'm just going to excuse me, first punch a scalloped border on this. And this is just the Fiskars scallop border punch. Okay. Get my little pieces out of the way there, and let me set this aside. And I'm going to take my paper trimmer and just cut off a little, my scallop here. And let me do it this way. I'm just going to cut this off at 1 inch. And then what I'm going to do is take my ATG gun and adhere this to my piece of pattern paper, but I want it to measure so it's about 4 inches, so I'm going to use my mat here to make sure that I have everything at 4 inches. So I'm just going to run a line of adhesive on here as well as a piece on the back, and I went ahead and did a stitching, just some stitching along the side of my, around the edges of my paper. So I'm going to line this up so I can get this at, this is going to be the tricky part for me. Well, I'm just going to make this as close as I can. There we go. So it probably is not quite 4 inches. Well, I'm not off by much. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down to my black cardstock, or my black base of my card. Set this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out this trick-or-treat bingo image here, and I'm just going to use my paper trimmer. And everybody always asks what cardstock and printer I use, and my printer is just a really cheap printer that only takes the Georgia-Pacific cardstock. So let me cut this out roughly so I don't have to waste all of my images there. I'm just going to eyeball the trimming of this. Okay, so I went ahead and trimmed down my piece, and now I took out my Spiced Marmalade Distress ink, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink the edges. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down. I think I'm just going to put it right in the center. I'm just getting my dimensional adhesive out. And this is just the 3M foam adhesive. going to center that right onto here. And then the last thing I want to do is just add some doodle lines. Let me just get a piece of scrap paper so I can get my pen started. And I'm just going to add some stitching lines all around the outside of my card. Okay, so I went ahead and added my stitching lines around the outside of my card, and now I'm just going to add some just little dots in the center of the scallops, and then I'll be done with my card. Okay, that's our card for today. Thanks for watching another episode of Creations with Christina. See you next time. Bye.